Hi, how you doing? It is certified personal trainer Mary Beth Rockwell coming to you from the Next Fitness Thing. Welcome to the Next Fitness Show. We got a jam-packed show for you this time around. We often say that, but it's true for sure this week. Let's get Alexis to say hey. Alexis, our CEO here at the Next Fitness Thing and the executive producer of the show and awesome human being. Hi, Alexis.
Aw, hey.
We're going to have a good time on this show today. So we're going to have our Fit or Fiction segment is back. And this is where we kind of tackle some common concepts in the health and wellness world and tackle whether they're for real or whether they're BS. So today we're going to be talking about whether you can tone and lengthen your muscles, which is, I just had a conversation with a personal training client in my gym this morning about this very subject. So we're going to get into that a little bit. This is going to be good. We have a mailbag question and we will have some advice if you are working your way back from a little break. The mid-show stretch break and the move of the week. And we have some big announcements coming up at you. And we're going to hopefully talk about some food at the end of it all. And of course, we'll have our Freebie Friday winner as well. We'll spin the wheel and set somebody up with something free. So get to commenting on the videos if you want to be in our Freebie Friday drawings from week to week. So any video that we post on our YouTube channel here at the Next Fitness Thing from the end of the show today until the following Thursday, you comment on the video. Anytime you comment, you get put on the wheel. We'll spin the wheel. Hopefully you will win. I don't know what's going on with my hands today. I just had coffee. So other things I want to remind you about housekeeping wise before we get into the heart of the show. Please like this video now. If you're watching us live, thank you for taking time out of your busy world to join us in real time. Give us a like now. If you're watching the recording, give us the like thumbs up right now. Don't forget, the earlier in the show you can do that, the better, the more it helps us get out into the algorithm here on YouTube. And then also you can find us on our YouTube, our website rather. Hello, website, thenextfitnessthing.com. Hi, I'm live. How are you? And then also you can find us on our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/the next fitness thing. You do not need to be a TNFT member yet to be on our Facebook group. Everybody's welcome there. And make sure you've subscribed to the channel. If you haven't done so yet, please take care of that now. Every subscriber helps, every like helps, every share of a video helps, every person who hits the notification bell to get an alert anytime we put up something new, that all helps us grow. Thank you very much. Did I cover all the particulars? I think I did. So chat away, team, those of you who are with us live. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the fit or fiction discussion. We got to get Alexis back in here. We want to get Alexis back in here. And we're going to go fit or fiction, take a little deep dive on our topic this week. And sometimes we bust myths and sometimes we say, yeah, that's for real. So where's it going to be this week is the question. Alexis, unveil the topic. We are talking about toning and lengthening muscles. I don't know about you, Alexis, but if I had $1 for every time somebody told me they wanted to tone their muscles or lengthen their muscles, I would be a millionaire. So we're going to chat about this. So these terms get thrown around a lot, right? So, and you may have, if you're watching the show, you might have innocently used this term thinking that it was like a thing. It's kind of not really a thing. It's based on real things, but they're kind of not real. Does that make sense? Alexis, do you want to dive in here?
I mean, this one is just so created by fitness magazines or something. Like,
yeah,
toning. What is toning?
What is to tone? I have my thoughts, but go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
Like, what does the word tone actually mean? Like, what does it mean to tone something?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not something that you would. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, it's just kind of a fluffy word, and I'm going to get a little bit more into that. But you were going to say something before I said that, right?
Yeah, tone.
Okay.
There is nothing that you can do to your muscle that be toning it. Toning, in my view, is completely fake. That is not a thing. What I understand that people are trying to get at is some kind of combination between building some strength so a muscle shows and losing some fat so that the muscle shows. Really, that's what I think that we're trying to say with toning.
Whenever somebody comes,
there's nothing.
Yeah, go. I'm sorry. I may have interrupt you today.
There's just nothing. That's not something to do. It's okay. There's a little lag. That's why
There
if
is a
you
little
guys
lag
hear us
today. That's maybe what
interrupting each other, it's
it,
'cause
yeah.
there's a little lag.
Well, if I can jump in here, anytime that
Please.
you want to say the word toning or you're thinking of the word toning, swap in strengthening, because that's really what you're talking about. And then also burning fat. All right. So as Alexis mentioned, you need to make your muscles pop, basically, is what people generally mean when they want to say they want to tone. This is like, I want to see my biceps, or I want to, feel my triceps, or whatever the case is. I want to see my six pack. Everybody's got one, by the way. Some are just shy. But you want to combine some heavyish weights, as heavy as you're able to lift with safe control that doesn't hurt. You got to go heavier if you want the most gains for your muscles. And I will remind you that you also need to watch your nutrition. We're not saying anything about quantities or anything. You do need to be monitoring to some extent what you are eating and how much, if you are really serious about burning the fat. All right. Life is too short to be super into it. And I'm a 100% subscribed to that. However, I'm kind of okay with my body where it is and not really necessarily trying to change a whole lot. But if you're trying to change it, you got to change what goes in and what you're doing here. Right. So,
Yep.
and yeah,
Yep.
Alexis, go ahead.
I just looked up the word tone.
Yeah.
The word tone has 3 meanings. One is relating to sound, like the tone on a guitar, a warm tone on a guitar. The next definition has to do with color, which means that the painting has cool, muted tones.
Mm-hmm.
The third one related to fitness means that muscle tone, which basically means the muscle firmness or definition is what they're saying is the definition of the word tone is muscle definition.
Yeah.
So if what you're looking for is muscle definition, then there's no verb to tone it. You really want to strengthen it and lose fat. That's really what that one is.
Yeah. And as soon as you feel comfortable at a particular weight, so say, for example, I always go to biceps curls because it's easy for me to demo right here. If you can get to a set of like 3 sets, for example, of maybe 15 reps at a particular weight, and your form is really good, you can't just keep doing that forever. You got to either increase reps maybe, or decrease your tempo, slow it down so you get more intensity that way. Yep. Or you need to bump up your weights. Women get really scared of lifting heavy weights, but 99% of us do not have the hormonal makeup to get bulky. And I think that's what a lot of us are afraid of in that regard. Is it's like, I don't want to look like a bodybuilder. Well, you're not gonna, quite likely, because
especially if you're over 40 or
exactly
like perimenopause, you're not going to have the hormonal makeup to be able to bulk up from working out. So.
And that's the thing too, going back to the strengthening and being over 40, you really should be strength training if you're not, because we lose roughly 1% of our muscle every year that we age later in life. And later in your life, when you're 80 and you have 0 muscle tone, and I just use tone, but that's like regarding, you can't see your muscles basically, and you're not really able to lift things like you used to. You're going to be regretting not doing strength training. So start now. It's never too late to start. And so you got to combine the reduced body fat and as muscle hypertrophy is the fancy trainer word for that. But that just means growing your muscles. And the more that they grow, the more defined you're going to be, et cetera. And then as far as lengthening, we haven't even gotten there yet. We could probably do an entire show on toning, but how about lengthening our muscles, Alexis?
I would just say this one maybe has a little bit more credence to the term, like the actual term of lengthening muscles. First of all, let me just say this. Your muscle has attachments. So for example, your bicep attaches up near your shoulder and down near your elbow. There's 2 muscles actually, but in general, right? So anyway, your muscle has this amount of length. You're not change the attachment points of the muscle by working out, no matter what you do. So you're not going to actually lengthen the muscle. That is not real.
Right.
What you are really, the place where this has some credence to it is increasing the range of motion in which the muscle is able to work.
Right.
So, for example, I just saw this example of people who wear high heels all day, especially at work, you wear high heels all day, your foot ends up in this heel elevated position. And so the muscle, they refer to it as the muscle being shortened, because over
Right.
time, if you only wear high heels and you never wear anything but high heels, you may not be able to drop your heel to the ground anymore, which has a lot of problems, but we're not going there right now.
Right.
But just saying, the muscle isn't actually getting shorter, but the amount of range of motion of that muscle is getting shorter. So
Right.
it's not, the appearance of the muscle is not going to change. So when they say long, lean muscles, they're not talking that, first of all, that doesn't even mean anything, but the longness of it, there's no difference in the appearance of the muscle. The longness would be, if they were talking about something real, more range of motion of that
Right.
muscle, which would mean that you could be able to fire your hamstring all the way out to the splits and all the way back up. You can fire your calf muscle with your heel on the ground and all the way up in the air and all the way down on the ground, that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Okay. And there are some classes, there are some fitness modalities, as we call them, just various types of workouts that claim to help you tone and help you lengthen. Not really so much. They do not change the actual length of your muscles, long story short. So you can, though, however, as we've
No.
discussed, work on your flexibility, work on your range of motion. And what a lot of people mean, coming back to kind of tying the toning in with the lengthening, what a lot of people mean when they say they want to lengthen their muscles, they want to look like their muscles are longer and leaner. And what do you got to do that? You got to strength train and you got to burn body fat is what that means, going back to where we started this. So, genetics play a role as well. Just because your friend or your coworker is able to really make their muscles pop and you're having issues doing that, it may be totally out of your control. Right? Because we are born with certain genetic, capabilities and some genetic disadvantages, and we are what we are. You can work to be the best you, but you better not be comparing yourself to somebody else that might have don't be comparing yourself to a supermodel, because quite likely they are genetically gifted with the long legs and the height and the whole thing, and 0% body fat, which for better or worse, whatever. But yeah, a lot of us just
and the behavior that goes along with achieving 0% body fat.
Yeah. I mean, don't set yourself up with unrealistic expectations is where we're going with that as well. So did we cover all that? Was that enough? Do we have anything going on in the chat? I'm just curious if anybody's
what's going on in the chat.
Okay.
All right. Donna D says hello. Jennifer says hello.
Hi, Jennifer.
Jenny says hello.
Hi, Jenny.
And Jennifer says, you guys crack me up. And my mom's in there saying, need a pitchfork, but I don't have any idea what that refers to. Thanks, Mom.
Okay, well, put the pitchforks away. We're gonna move on. But yes, long story short, toning, lengthening, fit or fiction, mostly fiction, maybe a tiny bit of fit fact in there, but really as a
marketing jargon.
Right, exactly. So okay, now that that's out of the way, we have a mailbag question this week. I'm very excited that when we get mailbag questions, so please, if you have any, send yours in to us, tnft@thenextfitnessthing.com. We will do our best to answer them here on the show. Debbie has sent us this question. Hello, Debbie. How you doing? Thank you for this question. What tips do you have for how to start working out after a hiatus? Okay, well, my very first and foremost thing would be start slowly when you work your way back. Maybe the issue is being motivated to start working out after the hiatus. If you've already got the mojo for that, that's great. If you need some motivation, that's another story. So you need to constantly think about where why, the why that we talk about. What is your why for working out? Your deep down in your heart reason that really resonates with you. Not, I want to get toned, not, I want to lengthen my muscles, but I want to be around for several decades to walk my daughter down the aisle, or, see my first grandchild, or whatever the case is. And that's what you want to kind of, when your energy is flailing or your motivation is just not there, why did you make the decision to work out? Go back to that, and that will help kickstart things. Alexis, your thoughts on this?
I'm totally with you on the why. I think the why is the most important thing. Get clear
Yeah.
on the why. Um, the second thing I would say is feel into what is fun to start with first, something low barrier.
Yeah.
Like it might be going for a walk, it might be something that feels really fun and easy.
Hmm.
Other things I would say with that are put it in your calendar and make some space for the time to actually do it.
Yeah.
So again, what Mary Beth is saying, I'm totally on board with. Start easy, don't overdo it at the beginning, and find maybe 3 times a week or something that feels really sustainable for you to put it
Yeah.
in your calendar and then actually really show up. The showing up for a lot of people, even after it's in the calendar, is the hardest part. So
Right.
what I would suggest with that is find someone to hold you accountable to showing up. For a lot of people, that looks like working with a trainer. That's a big piece of our job, especially for personal training, is actually holding the appointment. You're going to move for this hour
Yeah.
or whatever it is.
I would say
Like,
about half of my gym clients easily signed up for me because they need the accountability. They know that I'm
yep,
expecting them. They know that if they don't cancel, if they cancel at the last minute, they're going to charge for the session anyway. So,
yep.
I might as well show up and do the workout. And some days their energy is great and they're flying high. And other days it's like I'm barely slogging through this workout, but they show up and they do their best on any given day. So, yeah.
Yep.
Uh,
And that's really having somebody to hold you accountable makes all of the difference.
yeah.
And if you can't afford a trainer or you're not ready to do that right now, even having someone you're meeting to do a walk or showing up to a workout class where you know that class is happening, you signed up for it, and maybe you're going to meet someone else there and they're expecting to see you there. At least for me, having someone expect me to do something at a certain time and day really helps so much. So for
Same.
me,
When I
that's one
know I
thing.
need to be somewhere or with somebody, it's just like other days I would just be like, I'm not doing it today. But when I know somebody's waiting
Yep.
for me, that's a different story. Yeah.
Yep.
Um,
Okay. In the chat, we have Jennifer who says challenges really help with that accountability. Good. Awesome.
hey, here at the
Jennifer's
next fitness thing. Yes.
posting. Yep. She's both in the walking challenge that just completed and also finishing Mary Beth's kickboxing challenge right now. And she just also posted that you're all caught up on your classes. Congratulations, Jennifer. You're crushing it
Yay.
these days.
Woo-hoo. Yeah.
Yep.
Today, as we're live, is like the
Jenny
last day of
says,
my challenge. So, yeah. Can't believe
yeah,
it.
also congratulations.
Woo.
Jenny says personal training definitely helped me get the workout in.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. So find somebody to hold you accountable, find something that you love to do. And regarding walking, which we mentioned earlier, and challenges, which was just mentioned, more on that in the announcements section of the show. All right. So dropping that little
Yeah.
seed in there. So
Totally.
Debbie, thank you very much for the question. And if anybody else has any thoughts, keep commenting. We're absolutely open to your feedback and send us your questions if you have not done so. If they're not fitness related, that's okay. We still will tend to answer those for the most part, I guess. TNFT at thenextfitnessthing.com. That's where you send those. I mean, we don't want to get too personal, right? But you and I are relatively open books as far as our lives go, I think. So
I'm just saying, ask the question. I'll say what I'm ready to say. That's
there you
all I'm
go.
saying.
All right. Segueing into, yes, we do have some movement opportunities for you. So next up is our mid-show stretch break. And this is a mobility exercise that we're going to show you. We've got the awesome and very flexible, mind you, Veronica doing our demo video. This is a crouch to plank. So what's going on here simultaneously in this one exercise, and you don't even need a whole lot of space to do this. It's almost like you're sitting back into a child's pose, but Veronica's up on her balls of her feet, basically. So not fully back into child's pose. And then you're hinging forward into a beautiful, what I call a plank with integrity, your ears, shoulders, hips, and heels all in a line. There are options on this one to make this doable for you, and no matter what your body type and abilities are. You are mobilizing in your shoulder joints. You are mobilizing in your hip joints. You are getting your hip flexors nice and open at the top of the plank. And yeah, lots of benefits to this one. Alexis, thoughts?
I love this move. I
Yeah.
think the biggest point of this move is stretching isn't always relaxing.
Right. This is a rather vigorous crouch to plank that Veronica has going on here. So a lot of movement. That's what a dynamic stretch is. It's moving versus a static stretch where you're holding it in one position, basically. This, if you need to elevate planks, if you prefer to elevate your planks, sure, you could do this with your hands on like the edge of a couch or a coffee table or something stable. It's not going to move around on you, of course. So if you have any like wrist issues or shoulder issues, you want to take some load off, elevate your plank. You can still do the back and forth hinge. And then if you have any wrist issues, you could also, we don't really mention this every time that we have a hands down position like this, you could be on fists, if that feels better. Or you could prop your hands up on dumbbells, and that helps take that stress off of your wrist joint if you're prone to ouchies when you do that. So just wanted to throw that out there too. I love that move, and every time it comes up in a active mobility class that I teach, for example, it's just like, yeah, this is my job. I do it myself actually fairly regularly too, so it's a good one. It's a keeper. Okay, so hope you were doing it with us, by the way, and if you weren't, well, save it for later because you're going to be doing some strengthening with us on our move of the week coming up next. And this is a good one too. And for those of you who, I'm going to say about half of the people who mentioned to me that they want to tone their muscles, going back earlier, the number one place they want to tone is their triceps. So we bring to you an overhead triceps extension this week, which ties in with that fit or fiction thing that we did earlier. So it's going to be me on the demo video. And to set up on an overhead extension, I'm using, that's, I believe, what weight is that? That's a 15-pound weight that I'm using on the demo video. I've got one that weight right here behind me. So the setup first is your back position is really important for one thing. So you want to stand tall. You want to tuck your hips underneath you and soften your knees. The softer that your knees are, the more you're going to be able to keep your hips in proper alignment. What you don't want to do, ideally, I got to stand up and demo a little bit from the side, is you don't want to, when you're bringing the weight overhead behind you, you don't want to be arching your back and stressing out your back too much. Another thing, now this is from me to you. A lot of us have tight chests and tight fronts of our shoulders. It's a challenge for us to keep our elbows like close to our heads. Ideally, that's going to get you the most effective and ideal triceps contraction as you're lowering your weight and lifting your weight. Now I'm extra bendy and I can keep my elbows really close to my head. Other people that I have, personal training clients that I have, for example, their elbows are out here, and that's the best range of motion that they have. So just do your best to keep your elbows in as close as possible. I use the analogy railroad tracks a lot. So you want to be as railroad tracky as possible, because that's going to get you the most activation on your triceps and be easier on your elbows and easier on your shoulders as well. So that's mine. Alexis, triceps extensions.
I don't know if I can even add much to that.
I didn't
the
mean to
only
steal
thing I
your
can
thunder.
say is, no, that's great. You were just really thorough. It's awesome.
Okay, thanks.
My only thing I'll say with this is watch your head. A lot of times I see a lot of we're not worthy or head banging going on. Or
let me see. I gotta. This is one
not
of those
helping.
Do as I say, don't do as I do. This is the example of what not to do.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and some of us actually, our head position, because we need to strengthen our neck muscles a little bit more. Oh, this is heavy holding this up. Is we're constantly jutted forward with our head position too. So you want to try to the best of your ability to get your ears right over top of your shoulders, because that's stressful on your neck as well. And just wanted to toss that in there as a form tweak as well. So, and
I honestly, will you keep that weight might be too much, but
no, I got it
for what I'm asking, for what I'm about to ask you for.
Okay.
But basically what I'm saying is frozen shoulder is a thing. And some people reaching overhead with your arms isn't going to work for you. And that's okay. So if that's the case, I would encourage tricep kickback, which is closer into the side. And then that's a lot for a single arm kickback, but look how strong Mary Beth is. Nice.
Keep your shoulders level. You don't want, if you're working one side, aka unilaterally, you don't want to be seesawing your shoulders up and down. You want it all to be right in here. If you want to make that pop back there, those of you who want to tone, keep your elbow as high as you can and try to keep it from flopping up and down, because that's going to send it all right in there. I just unplugged my headphones again. Let me fix that. All right. So
no problem. But
there we go. Now I can hear.
Just saying. Not to go off the rails with the second exercise, but I just know for some people that you might need the kickback instead.
And one more thing, really quickly on the tricep kickback, in that a forward hinge stance. If you feel discomfort in your back, you might want to take a staggered stance. So one foot slightly in front of the other, so you have a little bit more back support. Because ideally, this is another thing I see, and we're going in the weeds on this one, but it's good weeds. This happens a lot with some people that I know. I love dearly, but this is what happens. Rep, 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 rep. By the time they're done, they're up here.
I feel so called out. I feel so called out on that one.
If you want to try to stay as forward as possible, even if that means you need to stand up, give your back a break, and then continue back in your hinge. 45 degrees-ish is like, as long as your back is happy with that, of course, about where you want to be. If you're up too tall, you're losing some of that range of motion and effectiveness for that. So there you go. Okay, triceps. Yay. Okay, it is announcement time. Yay. Okay, let's move on. I'm going to take a little drink here really quickly, Alexis, so bear with me.
Cheers. Water break, everybody. Grab your water. Take a sip.
I felt like it was very chatty there and I just needed a little beverage break. Okay. We are going to be launching here at the Next Fitness Thing another one of our Step into Fitness walking challenges coming up. And this is where we're announcing it first news first. It is our Walk It Like You Own It walking challenge. We've been doing some 2-week walking challenges recently. This is a 3-weeker. So you got some extra time, quality time with us. It starts on Monday, June 9th. And runs through June 26th, Mondays through Thursdays, 25-minute classes. And this one has got a really fun backstory to it. We were looking ahead on the calendar of like things that are happening and occurrences that we bring up in our walking classes fairly regularly. And we found out that June is Beautiful in Your Skin month. So we wanted to make this a self-love kind of challenge, right, Alexis?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, it's being comfortable in your own skin. So we're going to have a lot of the kind of the emotional things and like the self-worth things and the body image things are going to be coming up in this challenge. And you're going to be walking as well. So you're getting some steps and you're getting some really good like IROC feedback because you do. So please join us at thenextfitnessthing.com/own-it. Sign-ups are open now, so get on over there and own it for yourself, and then we will meet up on Monday, June 9th for the Walk It Like You Own It challenge. It'll be live multiple times during the day and also on the replay if you can't make it live, all right? Looking forward to this one. This is going to be
I have one more thing to say about this challenge.
Please do. Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
No, you know.
There's a prize.
There's a prize, yes.
A prize.
And it's a pretty sweet prize, by the way. Can we say what the prize is?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, somebody's going to win a one-to-one private session with one of our TNFT experts. So that might be, you might use that for personal training or for nutrition coaching with our registered dietitian, RD Sharon B, or life coaching with Kathy, or it's like any number of things that you can use that for. So that's a pretty cool prize. So hope you will get in on it. And we'll be playing a game. You'll be posting things on social media that we ask you to do in class. And then one person's going to win, and then they will collect points for everything you post, and then whoever gets the most points wins the session, the one-to-one session, and in case of a tie, we'll have a random drawing to find out who wins that prize. All right, there we go. Got it all out. Okay,
got it.
Next,
Donna D says I like it. Jennifer says love this concept.
Yay.
And Mom says thank you for the alternate frozen shoulder movement.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was a good call out, Alexis. Thank you. Okay. Then the next thing, we are looking for your feedback in a big way here at TNFT. We want you to take 5 minutes out of your life, if you could be so kind, to fill out a survey for us. And this is our Shape the Future survey. So, Alexis, since you're kind of our, chief of all of the things here, what is the rationale behind this survey and why is it so important that we hear from everybody?
Well, this is really, there's a few reasons, but one, we always want to know what's working for you and what's not working for you.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of our members were our founding members. So founding members are people who have been with us from the very beginning
Day
of this
one,
project.
yes.
And so we love our founding members. The founding members were set to expire, the current version of the founding membership, on the end of this month, which is May 31st, right? And we have extended the founding memberships until we hear back from this survey and can respond to what we learned through this survey. So we are really ready to make some changes with the Next Fitness thing in a good way, in a way where we're really being receptive to listen to what is working, what you want, that kind of thing. And so please tell us what's important to you, what's working, what is not working, and also what time do you want classes and the schedule, and what kind of challenges do you want, like those kinds of fun things to answer. Please tell us so that we can create and offer what it is that you actually want.
Right. And to be honest, we're never going to be able to please everybody, but we do want to do our best to bring as many people into this and get everybody, as many people as possible, what you need to get where you want to go. So can you put the URL back up on screen, please, Alexis?
And meanwhile, in the chat, we have Jenny saying, I love how you guys always check in to see how things are working. And Nancy is here. Hi, Nancy. Welcome.
Nancy, hi.
Nancy says, I love the stretch and the movement. Nice. Awesome.
Woo! Score. Okay, there is the URL. It's very simple, survey.thenextfitnessthing.com. And by the way, we mentioned that we have a prize at the end of our walking challenge, our Walk It Like You Own It challenge. We also, one person who fills out this survey is also going to win a one-to-one session with either a trainer or RD Sharon B for nutrition or life coaching, or you get to pick. So, and that little added incentive for you to fill out the survey and get in the drawing for that too. All right. Is that everything on that one? Did we cover it all?
Yeah,
that was good. Okay, cool. Next thing, we want to remind you that our Chief Technology Officer, Kevin Railsback, is within days going to be departing for his 540-mile ride from San Francisco to Los Angeles with the last ever AIDS LifeCycle event. So that's a long time to be on a bike. But Kevin has done it before, and he wants to go out with a bang for this last ever AIDS LifeCycle event. So we want to raise him a whole bunch of money to help out the respective AIDS support organizations in San Francisco and Los Angeles, the beneficiaries of this event. The link is still up for you to donate if you haven't. Now, good news, Kevin had a minimum donation level of $3,500 just for him to take part in the AIDS LifeCycle event. That is done. We did that for him. So now Kevin has a personal goal. Yeah. Personal goal for Kevin is $5,000. Let's get him as close to that as we can. And he's going to be like the first week of June, going to be pedaled to the metal, literally, going down the California coast. So thenextfitnessthing.com/AIDS LifeCycle. Kevin is just an amazing and awesome human being, and we want to give him lots of support. So yay. Next, the May Book Club is just a little bit days away as we are live. This is Memorial Day weekend that we're heading into now. So just wanted to remind you, this is happening on Memorial Day weekend with Casey, Sunday, May 25th, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Last opportunity. If you've not finished the book, The Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Pie Society by Mary Ann Schaefer and Annie Barrows, please get your reading or your listening, as the case may be, done, as if you want to be spoiler free in the class. So if you show up and you've not finished the book, just know you might get spoiled. So, but everybody's welcome to join that 40-minute walking class, the only walking book club that we are aware of. So you go for an easy walk and then you chat about the book, and it's a fun time for all of our book heads around here. So hope you'll check in with Casey for that. And just a heads up, Alexis is going to be guest hosting.
Donna D says, I love this month's book.
Oh, yay. So. Okay. Alexis, you're going to be guest hosting the book club for June. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yes, I am.
Yay.
I'm so excited. Sure. The book, we'll announce that next week of what the book is and everything, but it's a more fitness topic book. So I encourage you, first of all, if you haven't finished it, come to this month's book club and check out what June's book is. We'll announce it next week. It is on the website. But just saying, we're going to talk a little bit more. It's still a fun book, but it also is a little more fitnessy. So
yeah, and thenextfitnessthing.com/book club if you need any of that information or sources to the reading material or listening material if you're into audiobooks. Okay, and then Freebie Friday time. Is it time to spin the wheel?
Let's do it.
All right,
Friday.
cool.
Let's do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we get your chance to win something free and cool from the Next Fitness Thing. Remember, all you need to do to get in the drawing is comment on any of our videos here on our YouTube channel that we post from the end of this show until the following week on Thursday. We spin, you might win. All right. So the wheel is ready. I got to get my sound effects out and I got to do better on this. That wasn't so great, but I tried. Edie! Oh my gosh! Yay, Edie! Awesome! Congratulations, Edie! Thank you for being an integral part of our TNFT community, and you get a prize, and we will be reaching out to you to get you redemption on your prize. Okay, and then we have some food to chat about. I just partook of our seasonal food spotlight this past week. Some good local cherries. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, it's getting into stone fruit season. I'm super stoked. So cherries are super healthy for you in many ways. They are filled with antioxidants that may help you reduce inflammation. They may help you recover after a tough workout. They have melatonin, which can aid your sleep. They're super yummy just in general. They're the tart variety, especially tart cherries, are renowned for their aiding in recovery because they're just that loaded. They're even more antioxidant-y than the sweet cherries are. It's not a word, antioxidant-y. I just made it one. But dried cherries count. Cherry juice counts. Ideally, you want to get the whole fruit because you get the fiber and all the things that way. But what, are you laughing at me making up words? I mean,
I love the word. I like it. I want to start using that word.
So you can get them in. I like to get dried cherries and put them in my overnight oats. I love slipping dried fruit into the overnight oats because they're nice and soft when you eat them. This is like,
that's a great idea.
Some people use.
I really like the tart cherry juice at night. I have like tart cherry juice. It's really thick. It's almost like syrup.
Oh, wow.
And you just take like a little swig of it, and it does have. I didn't realize it was melatonin. I always just thought that I didn't know what it was actually, but I knew it worked. And if I take the swig of tart cherry juice before bed, I am out. So
awesome.
Really
love that. Okay, so get your cherries. They are in season now, and try to buy local if you can. Support your local farmers, okay, and buy organic if you can because it's better for you and less garbage on it. Okay.
In the chat. Sorry, I keep talking over you.
No, it's okay.
Jenny just said, we just picked cherries from our fruit tree. So it sounds like they're really in season.
That's local.
And yeah, that's as local as it gets.
As local as it gets, right?
Yeah. Donna D says, I drink 2 ounces of tart cherry juice every morning for inflammation. Oh, that's so interesting.
There you go. Yeah, some of you are on to us already. Cool.
Nancy says that her wedding is May 25th. That's exciting.
Happy wedding! Yay! Best wishes. Congratulations. That's incredible.
Congratulations, Nancy. And my mom's in the chat bragging about making kale chips from my garden. So good job making kale chips, Mom.
Well done. Well done. We do have one more thing that we want to talk to you about before we leave. And this is... Oh, I'm going to cry. A little personal news for me. And here I go. I cry at Hallmark commercials, so bear with me. I love and adore the Next Fitness Thing. I'm not leaving the Next Fitness Thing per se. I will always be a part of the Next Fitness Thing. However, I am going to cut back on, for personal reasons, teaching on a live class schedule and with some of my behind the scenes duties, just due to some personal things that I need to take care of. I still love you. I will still be in class with you. I will also be moving on from being a regular host of this show, but I hope to be an often guest. So I'm going to be coming back to you whenever I can, whenever I'm invited, whenever Alexis will put up with me. And I just wanted to give you the heads up that I'm not completely leaving you. You mean too much to me, but just need to, for multiple reasons, just give myself a little bit more time to take care of some things that I need to take care of for me. And we often give you the advice around here that you need to put your needs first and then be able to take better care of everybody around you. So I'm practicing what I preach. So.
Aww, we love you so much. Jennifer's in the chat saying, "Oh, MB will miss you." Everybody's gonna miss you so much. I know that can already. I know I am. I know that I have to say. I have to just say, Mary Beth is like a pillar around here, not only in the foreground, but also in the background. So her presence will be felt greatly. So
Been awesome working with you, and I'm not, you're not getting rid of me that easily. Like I said, I'm like a fungus. I won't go away.
good.
Okay, that is a wrap as I dry my silly tears, but y'all mean so much to me, and this is why this is happening. So thank you very much for joining us live. If you're with us live, thank you. If you're checking out the recording, we wrap it with a high five as always. Booyah! And we're going to dance it out and have a lovely, if you're with us live, great, safe Memorial Day weekend. Please remember why we have the holiday in the first place. Take just a moment and then do your festivities, all right? Alexis, thank you so much. Teammates, thank you so much. Love you all.